going to talk a little bit about gut health today. Let's see. I just gut health as I drink my kefir. All right, and people slowly get up to speed. All right, so what is going on with our food supply with leaky gut syndrome? Everybody seems to be suffering from lack of nutrient absorption, and that kind of hurts us with our immune system being prepared to battle all these things as COVID or everything, cancer, everything that's going on. Uh, it is, let me see. All right. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because the chat on the Facebook is not working, or YouTube. So anyway, all right. So what I wanted to say is that we need these probiotics and these prebiotics and friendly bacteria. We need these things in our gut to absorb vitamins and nutrients that the vitamin companies are making thousands of dollars because we need to supplement that. So so we gotta talk about that. Why is there a problem with these nutrients? Well, because because one of the main problems is that the gardeners, what they've been doing, or farmers, what they do at the end, a lot of farmers spray their fields with Roundup in order to get rid of all the weeds and that's on everybody, right? Otherwise, you're buying organic. It's much more expensive, but a lot of us can't afford that organic food. So, but the organic here's an example. Um, I was blessed to have been given restaurant quality corn. Normally, we go down and we buy it from a farmer, right? There's a difference. The farmer that get it from is organic. He's an organic farmer. At the end of the season, all the corn that he sells, corn on the cob, has worms at the end, right? So you just cut that off, and he doesn't charge extra for the protein. That's a good thing. Anyway, what happens is that when I got the restaurant quality corn, it was huge. It was it was wonderful, tasted wonderful. Hi, Michelle. It tasted so good, but had no worms. It was perfect. Each kernel was perfect. And you gotta, when you compare the two, in fact, what I should do is show you the two. The restaurant quality one that had been, obviously it was sprayed with pesticides because there's no worms. It probably was GMO, genetically modified seeds. I don't know. It was a perfect corn on the cob. So all right. There you guys. I didn't see you. Hi, Karen. I didn't see you. Now I see you all. So anyway, this corn, the restaurant quality corn is there's my peeps. There's everybody. I'm sorry. Hi, Jane. Hi, Chris. Hi, Karen. Oh my gosh. Anyway, all right. I don't feel alone anymore. Uh, my sweet cousin Michelle is with us. Uh, uh, it's awesome. All right, so I'm talking a little bit about the genetically modified restaurant quality broccoli. The produce guy was delivering to a restaurant, chased me down and my mom down, and he said, I'd like to give you some of these extra produce. That kind of stuff happens to me all the time. And mom's like, this is crazy, but and it was wonderful. But so thank you, Chris. Thank you for not leaving me. But so you have to ask yourself, how much am I getting by eating that restaurant quality food? How much nutrients are in that corn versus the one with the worms that have not been sprayed? That how much, right? And should we, the consumer, be concerned with all this? Um, you know what? Unless we want to go to school for biology, uh, agriculture stuff, we've got to figure out how we can just formulate what's going on in our gut, the friendly bacteria, in order to be as healthy as possible, right? Autoimmune diseases have been going up. Autoimmune disease like MS, they've been on the rise so much. And I laugh at the 70s, right? I was a 70s kid, and what did we have? We had it was the invention of the super colorful foods. Everything, it just. So Jane was talking about, that's good, Jane. That is good. I want to make good. Uh, uh, you know what? And Jane's sharing that she used to work for Green Giant, and worms make good creamed corn. But Jane, I never know if you're serious or if you're pulling our leg. Brown peas, and she says brown peas are dyed green. Can you know what that is? But you know what? Yeah. All right. So you look at all these genetically modified or spray painted or I remember apples. There's certain apples that are not organic that they put the waxy coloring on it so that it is really good. So what can we do? What can we do to get the most out of our nutrients, right? To get this. First of all, we can do kefir, probiotics, and breakfast. If you can get kombucha or kefir and drink that, it feeds good bacteria, the good bacteria in your gut, and that good bacteria will help you absorb nutrients. It will also uh, get rid of acid stomach. It helps pH balance you. It builds your immune system. It's antiviral. Uh, so and this COVID and colds and flu are viruses. So it stacks the odds that you'll have a bit of an immunity to things. So all right, so that's one of the things we can do is kefir. Kefir, yogurt. The difference is that yogurt, as great as yogurt is active bacterial. Uh, um, is no yogurt is specific probiotics, right? And whereas kefir is fermented. There's fermented, so it's really good. So that it's bacteria, more bacteria is in kefir that is good for you. So it's good to have kefir, right, for absorption. You gotta absorb that. The other thing, all right. And Chris says she gets a lot of corn at the beginning of the year. She gets a lot of it, puts it in a king size pillowcase, rolls top of the case, and places it in a deep freeze. Lasts for about a year, and it tastes fresh every time. And you know what? Yeah. And Jane says stay away from canned food, which is true. But I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm a Jersey girl, and Michelle's a Jersey girl, and we worked on buying corn that we don't get, and there's a way to cook corn, and I'll tell you, you cross the Mason no, the Continental Divide, and they seem to think, West Coasters think you need to boil the crap out of corn. Boil, right? And we know what corn just needs to be heated up. In fact, you can eat corn without being eaten. It's just corn. If you dump it in boiling water, right? You don't boil it to death. It's 3 minutes at the most, right? 3 minutes. I don't know. So don't cook your vegetables to death. The longer you cook it, the more nutrients it strips. So it's a good thing. The other thing is it's so important for us to we're going to have to start growing our own food. If you grow your own food, uh, in fact, I just listened to something today that if you can do it in a bin with it's hydroponics, but it has nothing to do with really expensive ways with pipes and stuff. You can actually do it in a bin, and we're gonna have to start doing that. And the reason why is we need to start growing our own. You can do it in a house. You need to do that because we need to start getting nutritious food because it's just not nutritious anymore. And it's an easy way. It is. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember the name. But anyway, it's growing food in a bin with hydroponics, and you put the on top of the bin. You put the plants are on the top, and the roots are on the bottom, so you do that, and it is just great. And all right, Karen's pointing out that there is so much sodium in canned food, unless you're jarring it yourself, right? So okay, so you're talking about fermented foods. If at all, you can make your own sauerkraut. You can make your own. Think about things that fit. Make your own. Let's see, fermented eggs, and it's good. Pickle them, and use vinegar. If you can make your own red kraut, this kind of stuff is so good for us to eat often. Um, so you're changing your pH. You're making your pH to be more alkaline by drinking kefir or my breakfast there. Uh, um, let's see. Plus, guess what? Eating like that, eating these nutrients and You end up losing weight. You end up losing weight. When I'm honest and I drink all my water like I'm supposed to, and I do the kefir and or the probiotics, yogurt. If I live like that, I lose weight. The other thing that we talked here about is TUDCA is a nutrient that you can buy. It's actually TUDCA, TU. It's a type of acid that in ancient medicine they use that because it simulates stomach bile acid. And I fell into this because I was in the Johns Hopkins study group where they treat people with Parkinson's, with Alzheimer's. They treat successfully people with neurological difficulties. They give them this TUDCA. You take it and it improves their thought. It improves all because you're absorbing appropriate nutrients. So what I learned is because I was in a double-blind study and the results coming out in December. What I learned is that I need to look at this TUDCA. So I started reading all these studies about TUDCA, and it stops leaky gut syndrome. And so don't take my word for it. All right, go to TUDCA, TUDCA, right? Because if you're taking that, you're doing your kefir or your kombucha, you're doing that, eating sauerkraut, you're doing that, growing your own food, and you're planning, right? You're planning to get these nutrients. I'll tell you what, if you can do that, now you are stacking your odds of getting the most nutrition. Plus, the more your body absorbs this good stuff, the more it and you drink your water, right? Then the more you Michelle, was that you? Send me a heart. But anyway, the more we anyway, I love you. I love you. And if the more we're able to absorb, the more the better our neurological uh, brains, the easier we're going to be able to think, the more energy we're going to have. It just and Karen talks about buying local organic and freezing it all. It's Karen. It's true. We have to start doing this, and we have to start. Uh, gosh, what is the name? It was all right. I'm going to look because it's so important. All right, all right. I'm going to look. Hawaiian. Uh, Hydra. All right, Hawaiian hydroponics. I'm going to tell you in a minute. All right, I'm going to tell you. Okay. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. All right. This is the easiest, cheapest way to grow your own food. It is called Crack Keys Vegetable Garden. Crack Keys. It's look it up on YouTube. Okay, it's KRATKY apostrophe S. Don't don't you be judging me because I slurred. Don't. Anyway, craft keys. All right, craft keys. And what we need to do is we need to have lots of bins, and we need to grow nutrients, vegetables that we'll eat, right? Wheat, organic peppers. I like that, Jane. Organic peppers, green beans. I'm trying to like green beans. I'm trying. I'll eat them, but you know what? I'm not in love with green beans. Of course, didn't we talk about that before, Chris? Problem I have with green beans is that if you want green beans to taste good, you gotta cover them with butter and throw some bacon in there. All right, and that should no. All right. So anyway, what we need to do is it's all right. Look at the cracked keys, KRATKY, cracked keys hydroponic way of growing your own food. Okay. You can make your own kefir. You can do that. You can make your own kombucha, which I experienced both of that, and then buy Tudca, Tudca, Tudca. Look it up. Uh, I know, Chris. I know, Chris. But anyway, Tisha, so you've had in 2004, you were diagnosed, so you've had MS for what is that? Somebody do the math there. It is 17 years. Is that? Yeah, I think that's 17 years. So it's challenging. How you doing with your MS, Tricia? And honestly, all right, and Jane is giving us a recipe. For green beans. She says shallots, olive oil, green beans, water, a teaspoon of beef bouillon, a cupful of coconut aminos, and a teaspoon of Worcestershire. That sounds good. Of course, I don't know what coconut aminos is. Uh, um, so, what are coconut? Is that coconut oil? I don't know. So we have to figure out a way that we can uh, boost our gut flora, so we can absorb stuff. Um, I'll tell you, in the summer, I've got so many figs from the fig tree. Love that. Uh, Roasted, I'll tell you, that's true, Diana. Roasted, I don't know, roasted, but you know what? If you're gonna have roasted string beans, you gotta have butter. Oh, coconut aminos is a substitute for soy sauce. That's really good. So it's lower in sodium. Uh, That is, and does it taste, coconut aminos? I'm learning, but that's why why we have this. So a substitute for soy sauce is coconut aminos. I know olive oil. Uh, I don't know. And I'll let you know. I've got a trick. Substitute for bacon is if you get smoked paprika, and that tastes like bacon. All right, I'm telling you, substitute for bacon is smoked paprika. Smoked paprika. All right. But this really helpful. All right. So we all right. Let me take notes because that's what I do. Right. Why do I take notes? Why does any of us take notes? We take notes because we will forget as soon as we go around. All right. So it is called, all right, coconut aminos. All right. So write that down. Coconut aminos. All right. Coconut is for soy sauce. Write down Tudka. All right. Write down Kratsky's Vegetable Garden. It's Kratky. Kratky. All right. And then write down Tudka. Tudca. Write that down. Write down smoked paprika for bacon, right? Let's see. All right. There is also yeast. What is it called? Is it brewer's yeast or brewer's yeast that you can get that tastes just like cheddar cheese? So is it brewer's yeast? All right, yeast is cheddar cheese. All right, let's see. Do you guys have anything else? Olive oil instead of butter? Yeah. Tell that to a Southern girl or a foodie, right? Right, Chris? I'm a foodie. You bought my never margarine. Brewer's yeast. So you get brewer's yeast, and you can sprinkle it on a potato, and a baked potato, and that will actually taste like it's got cheddar cheese on it. So brewer's yeast is good. Tedka is stomach acid. All right, we were talking about uh, what the heck is this stuff? Kefir. All right, kefir. Kifir. Kefir and kombucha. All right, kefir and kombucha. Right. Uh, um, Freezing or canning your food. I know, but you know what? It's funny. Chris says she's our Southern Belle. She says, God have, in fact, where's Sharia? Sharia would agree with you too. Gotta have butter, bacon, and sweet tea. And there's a saying, uh, a foodie, a nutritionist response to that is that yeah, you can have butter, bacon, and sweet tea, but you that will on average cut off 10 to 15 years on your life. All right, but and a good old Southern girl would say, well, if it cuts off 10, 15 years of my life, I just don't want to live that long. I don't want to live in a life without butter, bacon, and sweet tea. But actually, I can't do sweet tea. Uh, um, Butter's the best. You know what? I do more butter. But guess what I found out? You can, when you're cooking, you can substitute yogurt. Um, Not Greek yogurt, just regular yogurt. You can substitute that for butter and it will be moist. So you can do that. So, all right, let's put that down. All right, let's put down yogurt for butter in baking. Or you can't. Yeah, what I mean is that you can't do a scoop of yogurt in the frying pan to cook eggs or smear it on your bread. It's just not gonna have the same flavor. But if you're making, say, banana bread, I know I you know what I can't live without also is brown sugar. And yet, let me tell you something. Sugar is the root. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for the time check. Sugar is the evil. It's actually corn syrup is really the fattening of America. You'll find if you look at ketchup, if you look at all the packaged foods we have, they don't use sugar. It is very little sugar. It is corn syrup, and it is ghee is ghee is all right, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And ghee is butter that so yeah. Why use ghee when you can actually use butter? And I have ghee. I've got that ghee. Just real butter. That's right. But you know what? Let me tell you something. It was something I did. I made an apple pie, right? What I did is because I was growing giant zucchini. By the way, you're not supposed to let your zucchinis get the size of home wreckers, like your thigh. You're not supposed to do that. But I was doing it. So I was picking them and then I cut them up into little cubes and I put them into a big bowl with lemon juice, water, and sugar, and I let it sit, and it absorbed. Guess what? It changed the flavor of all the zucchini into apple. Oh my god! So I made an apple pie with the zucchini. Didn't tell any. Didn't tell. So family is all there. I'm serving the apple pie a la mode. They're like, gosh, this is great. It was hardly any of the calories, and because it wasn't apples are calorie dense food, but zucchini, forget it. So at the end I was like, yes. And Jane says zucchini is the vegetable version of tofu. It's true. Yeah, so you can make a zucchini taste. You know what? It's true. Zucchini, you can toss it in to supplement anything. Anything you want it to be flavorful. Zucchini is just the greatest. You know what? I'm thinking because when my husband and I were talking about growing growing food, Kratzky's hydroponics. I'm thinking, but I get tired. I get tired of produce. I'm young. I just get tired of, I'll buy the $5 big thing of organic lettuce and stuff, and I'll have two salads, and then I won't. Then I won't have the salad. And it rots, and it's not. All right, so Chris is our little devil. All right, she's our southern girl, and she says the only way to have she. All right, I'm putting words in your mouth. You didn't say that, but Chris is thinking, oh, why would you make anything? What here? Let me. Why would you make anything with zucchini that's not fried? You gotta have fried zucchini. Because fried zucchini with supper is the only way to have zucchini. You don't make apple pie. You don't. You make fried zucchini. Funny, all right. And if you can fry it in butter, that's even better. Forget it. Forget it. Just sugar this is really good. Chung is jumping in, and what do you use for bitter melon? Bitter melon is I like the sound of that because when when it is bitter, chances are it's more alkaline. Or we five five. Chris, stop it. Chris is our little devil. She says deep freezer bowl. Oh, that's right. Chris says that she makes fried pies. Of course. That's a problem. All right. Chung, tell us what bitter melon is. All right. And that is enlarged. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are the worst. All right, they're the worst. Michelle, by the way, if you ever want to jump on to MS Live on YouTube, and just enjoy the chat and participate in that, you can be honorary. Just Google my name and follow me. Follow anyway. And if you know something that I'm not talking about, please uh, bring it up. Again, this is a think tank. Oh boy, you know what? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, yogurt for butter. I was going down the topic of sugar. Sugar is actually been traced to feeding cancer. It helps make your body more acidic. Cancer doesn't grow in a super alkaline body, so it's really good. Uh, Limit your sugar. Limit. If you have to have sugar, best thing to do is to follow it with something that is so alkaline. Maybe I don't know, drinking baking soda, lemon water. I don't know. Anyway, but you got to be careful of baking soda because drinking that it has a lot of sodium. Baking soda is. John says his friend grows bitter melon from their backyard and we get fresh fruit and vegetables. But I don't know what bitter melon is. And rice, John's sharing. I love rice. For bitter melon and eggs and bacon. Really? Bitter melon. I don't know what that is. It's just fruit. I don't know. All right, and Jane says monk fruit is our preferred, and Chris is chew a piece of gum. Apple cider vinegar mixed in water. That's true, and that is fantastic. So if you're gonna have an oatmeal cookie, which I have to live on, hi Linda. If you're gonna have a cookie, if you can follow it with a glass of apple cider vinegar mixed in water, you know. And Diana, beautiful, beautiful bone broth. Write that down because bone broth is huge. All right, bone broth. And let me tell you something, broth. What you do is if you buy one of those supermarket chickens, or if you get an organic chicken, roast it, eat it, take the whole carcass, put it in a pressure pot, pressure cooker. Fill it up with water halfway. Add an acid to it, like some lemon juice or something. It's important to do that because that will help break down the bones. And so what you do, or you can actually add some, add lemon juice. I did. I know I contradicted myself, but you're supposed to add that. Close it up and cook it on low heat on the pressure, right? So that all those bones, the marrow and everything, uh, the cartilage, everything breaks down and becomes a gelatinous, fantastic. So, Chung, what you do after you take this chicken carcass or turkey carcass, or you can take, you know, any, I like chicken, buy chicken feet. We can get tons of chicken meat because nobody wants chicken feet. And what you do is you strain it. You strain, after you're done cooking it, strain out the bone, and now you have bone broth. And what I like to do is take a ice cube tray and pour that stuff in, the bone broth in the ice cube tray, so that when you freeze it, then every time you make a sauce, every time you make a soup, every time gives you that silky feeling. So you can take that silky taste. It's almost like a cream, right? So you take out one of your bone broth ice cubes and throw it in. So you can also buy it at the grocery store. Trader Joe's has it. I know in Maryland you can get it at shoot, you can get it at Aldi's or at ShopRite. But I'll tell you what, to make it, and then it's organic. We have a market. We have a lot because Harford County, where we live, there's a lot of farms and stuff. So you can go to one of these organic farms, and thank you for the time check, Karen. Um, and do it, and make your own. Make your own with chicken feet. But you know what I do is we have a market now in the summer, and I go. In fact, I've got until, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking I'm gonna go down to this market, and what I do is I get a load of chicken backs. Nobody wants chicken backs, so I'll get the chicken backs, and then I'll make a bone broth with that. And then what I'll do is I'll boil it, get the nutrients, and then I'll take the meat, and I'll separate the meat from the bones, and it is so good. It is so good. All right, Diana is telling us that Costco has bone broth. Uh, but again, if you can make it on yourself, if you can grow these produce yourself, uh, if you can do that yourself, then you are controlling what's going in your body. If you limit your sugar, if you limit that, you're not feeding the cancers or bad stuff that's going in your body. So what do we have? All right, this is so far what we have learned. All right, coconut aminos is a substitute for soy sauce. Kratky's uh, hydroponics is the cheapest way to grow your own food without soil, no weeding, and control the nutrients in them. Tudca, Tudca, Tudca is a nutrient that you can take that is stomach bile acid that will help. I do this every day now. That will help you think. It'll help clear your liver. It's really good stuff. Smoked paprika is a good substitute for bacon. So brewer's yeast is a good substitute for cheddar cheese. Kefir and kombucha are really good things, probiotics and prebiotics. It's good to have. It's antiviral. It's really, really good. All right. Well, sauerkraut or fermented foods, it's good stuff. All right. So I'm putting down sauerkraut, making your own sauerkraut. It's yogurt can be used as a substitute for butter when you're baking. Bone broth will help seal your gut. Gut seal. So it is. So if autoimmune diseases are going up, right? If we're not absorbing, we are getting sicker than we've ever had. Kimchi, that's true. Kimchi is, I'll talk about kimchi in 1 minute. If we're getting sicker, if we're, chances are it's because our cells are not getting the nutrients that it should. If our cells are getting more nutrients, we're able to uh, uh, battle off viruses, right? Viruses. Fermented kimchi, all right, kimchi, and I think kimchi is Korean, and kimchi typically is made. Real authentic kimchi is fermented cabbage, but it's made with uh, um, fish sauce. It is, it takes and it's hot. It's got peppers and so it's an acquired taste. It is. All right, so there is just a number of people with MS that are talking about a spoonful of kimchi a day. Do you make your own? I have a neighbor who is Korean, and she gives because nobody will eat her kimchi except for people who like international foods. So she always gives me a container, and I can't. I'm trying. I'm trying to like kimchi. I'm trying to like it. Trying, trying. But you know what? The German in me says I'd rather have sauerkraut. A sauerkraut. But what I've learned, by the way, for those of you, I'm a foodie. I cook. I love cooking. Fish sauce is a secret that everybody who wants to make a protein taste more like a protein, you need to know this. All right, it is get fish sauce in the Asian area of the supermarket. You get the fish sauce. You add a little bit, like a teaspoon of fish sauce, smear it on top of a chicken on steak before you cook it. There is something with the fish sauce that it binds to the molecules, bind to protein, and it supercharges the protein. So it'll make a hamburger taste like a hamburger. It'll make any protein. You can put a little bit on an egg, and all of a sudden it tastes like an egg. So keep that in mind. If you're making a stew, if you put a teaspoon of fish sauce and a couple tea, I pour it in because, and I don't like fish. I don't like the taste of fish, the smell of fish. I don't know. I just, I like turnips. I like potatoes. Uh, uh, all right, let's see. And horseradish and sauerkraut and let's see. Horseradish is fun. I like horseradish. Oh, I like horseradish. In fact, I like horseradish, but then again, I like wasabi. I like raw salmon and raw tuna, ahi, but I don't. You start cooking it and it changes. Hi, Andrew. Uh, uh, and Chris is sharing she can't stand kombucha, but she'll eat sauerkraut. You mean kimchi? Yeah, I think you mean kimchi, Chris. Cause, but you know what? I don't know. I like sauerkraut, but kimchi, I'm just not in love with kimchi. Yeah, and yeah, kimchi. That's kombucha is, it's tea. Think about kombucha is tea. Kefir is basically liquid yogurt with bacteria. It's fermented. It's good. It's really good. In fact, what you can do is put a little plain kefir in a container and put it on your face for a mask. It's good. It just, I'm fighting, looking like an old lady. Oh, yeah. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. Oh no, I don't know. Kefir, you know what? Kefir is, in fact, that's what we were. If you can go back and watch this over again, first we were talking about gut microbes and gut health what we can do to take control of our immune system, which will affect our MS. It will affect our energy levels. It'll affect your well-being, the way you think. That if you're healthy, it'll affect thinking clearly. Your blood sugar. It's awesome. I, Chris, that's only because you're a year older than me, right? But we had a fight. And Japanese and Korean combination. And that's interesting. The Japanese, I'd be interested in the Japanese combination because the Korean combination, I am just not in love with. Yeah. Are we, Chris? I swear you're older. You're older than me. You're. We I want to be the youngest. Actually, that's something that happened because Chum's with us and Chris I'm just thinking. By the way, yeah, you're a year older than me. 68. I was born 68. Hi, Danielle. Daniel. Daniel. All right, so what I will say is that, all right, and the other Chris is born in 67 also. So Chris HG, right? Chris G is born in 67. By the way, there was a marketing company that came to me and was asking if I'd be willing to talk about teeth. And I looked at the things that they wanted me to recommend because I'm a moral person, and I'm thinking if it is uh, uh, if there is dental floss, if there's electric toothbrush, so if there's things I can talk about that will help us achieve uh, the end goal easier, then I'll talk about that. I happen to have an electric toothbrush. I don't know. So anyway, I may maybe go in that. I may. All right, amen. All right, Karen. Karen is born in 67. Uh, No, 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 no. Yeah, I have your ages on my spreadsheet. I know how old everybody is. So, but you know what? Once I got that, John, you're getting a good start. Actually, 72. That's not true. 72. You're old enough to be one of us, right? And I laugh. But you notice that you don't start paying attention, making your life better until you're like with me. Until you all of a sudden it's hard to move at some point, and that it comes and goes. So I'll be walking along with my walker. And I did this the other day. I mowed with the riding tractor, two lawns, and all of a sudden, when I pulled up, I didn't know I was overheated because it was cool outside. I didn't know, and all systems failed. So I got off the tractor and I grabbed the walker and I grabbed it to lean on it, and all of a sudden my left leg. Hi there, Rodney. Welcome back. So anyway, my left leg was given out. So I called my husband. I was like, help me, because he wouldn't hold me. And so I got in the house, sat on the couch. I had a big glass of cold water, and I sat there. And all of a sudden, over the course of the next hour, I was able to walk again. So it's getting really inconsistent with me. I'll have, and when you have MS, you'll be walking along. Hi, Karen. You'll be walking along early on, and all of a sudden you have to sit. You know what I mean? You have to sit. Well, yeah, that's what happened to me. And Chris is our resident cougar because that is 71. Oh, well, that's not bad. All right, 67. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, you didn't rob the cradle. All right, so Chris was born in 67, and she married a guy born in 71. I went the other way. I married a guy that was 8 years older than me. But yeah, it just anyway. God bless his soul. Anyway. All right. So what I wanted to tell you again, we've got our notes. I hope you took notes. This has been so meaningful on the importance of gut health and growing your own food. What I want to do is, if you haven't been here the whole time, I want you to go back and watch this. All right, these are things that everybody who's watching, whether you have an autoimmune disease or not, uh, uh, whether all right, and 73 is my all right, that's cool. Okay. All right, so whether you need to look at this, right? Know what you're dealing with. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for participating. And thank you. I love you guys. Go to msfrontiers.org. Look at the stuff we have there for you. If follow me on Facebook, right? If you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. If you want to participate in a highly active chat and you're on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and Dulci Hill. Just if you put that in a Google search engine, in any search engine, you'll find it. Anyway, love you all. Let me pray us out. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for everybody who participated in making us feel better through food. Lord, it's your bounty, and you know bad things can happen when we don't pay attention. But we can help each other. And everybody who participated today, help each other to eat better. Lord, may we take the advice we got here today. May we incorporate it in our lives and may it change us a little bit with your help so we can be instruments of your peace. In Jesus' name I give thanks. I love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. See, I remembered it was Tuesday. Don't don't get used to this. Bye.